you said at the beginning of the week you were kind of in between swings. I know it's probably not the week you wanted, but do you feel like you're closer to whichever one you want?
Yeah, I think, overall I've probably made a little bit of progress from this time last Sunday at the Arnold Palmer. So, yeah, it's there. I mean, I think after the first round, my expectations sort of went sky high because I was like, oh, I think I've figured it out. And then, the last 3 days were a little bit more of a struggle. So, but I think I'm headed in the right direction. I've definitely straightened out a few of the iron shots, which was a big key for me coming into this week. And, I've made enough birdies. It's just a matter of getting rid of the bad stuff.
Rory, you're playing the week before the Masters, but do you think you might visit Augusta in advance, or has that been as good for you as you would have liked, or doing that?
No, I mean, I might go there on the way to San Antonio. I might head up there on the Monday and play, and then head to San Antonio. But no trips planned as of yet.
It's always kind of cool, though. Sometimes you go with your dad. I mean, maybe just for the fun of it, more than.
Yeah, I've done that a lot, and it's really nice, and I can certainly do that after the Masters. But yeah. I don't, when I do it before, I don't feel like I get a ton out of it. Like in terms of like preparation for the week and actually getting into the mindset I need to get into. So maybe a quick pit stop on the way to San Antonio to play a practice round and spend some time. But as I said, nothing planned as of yet.
Rory, it's been confirmed that there is a meeting tomorrow with the player directors and PIF. Do you welcome that? Do you think that's a good thing that's going to happen there?
Absolutely. I think it should have happened months ago. So I am glad that it's happening, and hopefully that progresses conversations and gets us closer to a solution.
Does Tiger need to be involved in that, you think, at this point? Does that
I mean, he's a player director. He's on the board, so absolutely needs to be involved.
What do you hope their message is? What do you hope their takeaway is? You've met Jasper, you know what his interest is in golf. What do you hope they take from that meeting?
The players or the PIF?
The players.
The players. That fundamentally he wants to do the right thing. I think I've said this before. I have spent time with Yasser, and the people that have represented him in LIV, I think, have done him a disservice. So Norman and those guys, I see the two entities, and I actually think there's a really big disconnect between PIF and LIV. I think you've got PIF over here and LIV are sort of out there, sort of doing their own thing. So the closer that we can get to Yasser, PIF, and hopefully finalize that investment, I think that would be a really good thing.
What does PIF want, do you think, that's different to LIV?
Look, they're a sovereign wealth fund. They want to park money for decades and not worry about it, and they want to invest in smart and secure businesses, and the PGA Tour is definitely one of those, especially if they're looking to invest in sport in some way.
Just back on the golf, 26 birdies is a record round here. So I know, it's nice to be leaving with.
Woohoo!
Yeah, but it shows, there's been a lot of people play here in the 50 years.
Yeah. No, it feels I did the same thing at the back end of 2020. I remember the back end of the COVID year. I was making a ton of birdies, but making a ton of mistakes as well, and it was just a matter of trying to figure out a way to keep the bogeys off the card and still make the birdies. So yeah, look, it's not all bad. It's it could be a lot worse, I guess. And if these are the worst finishes that I'm going to have, 20th, it's I feel like that's my floor, and I haven't quite got to the golf that I've wanted to play to get to my ceiling, and hopefully over the next few weeks I can work at it and get closer to that level of golf.
Is the volatility swing related, or is it an approach thing that you've seen in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think it's swing related. It's my misses last week were predominantly to the left, so I really tried to eradicate that this week, and for the most part with the irons I did, but started to get a left miss off the tee. So golf is a very fickle game. It gives you one thing and then takes away something else from you, and it's just again, I feel like I've got all the components there, but just trying to put them all together on a given week, that's the tricky part at the minute.
Roy, is that bigger picture view that you said, or excuse me, when you talked with Yasser, did you sense from him a bigger picture view than what we're seeing with Liv?
Absolutely. I think there's a way to incorporate it. I think they're big on team golf, and they want to see team golf survive in some way in the calendar. I don't think it has to necessarily look like Liv. I think, in my mind, you should leave the individual golf, and then you play your team golf on the sort of periphery of that. So, but again, it's going to require patience, right? I mean, people have contracts that live up until 2028, 2029. I don't know if they're going to see that all the way out, but I definitely see Liv, playing in its current form for the next couple of years anyway, while everything gets figured out. I don't think this is an overnight solution, but if we can get the investment in, then at least we can start working towards a compromise where, we're not going to make everyone happy, but at least make everyone understand why we're doing what we're doing.
Thanks, Rory.
Thank you.
What about Liv is it that you can see as the disconnect with Yasser? What specifically about Liv?
I think their disruptiveness and and then his I don't know what the right word is. I guess his desire to be involved in the world of golf in a productive way.
Thank you, Rory.
All the best. See you.